you know about one of the world's leading companies in cereal and convenience foods, including cookies, crackers, toaster pastries, cereal bars, frozen waffles, and meat alternatives? If you don't know the answer, it's the Kellogg Company. The company's brands include Kellogg's, Keebler, Pop-Tarts, Eggo, Cheez-It, Club Nutri-Grain, Rice Krispies, Special K All-Bran Mini-Wheats, Morningstar Farms famous Amos Ready Crust and Kashi, and recently the company announced its split into 3 businesses. Luckily for you, Fortune Fastlaner, we have produced all the things you need to know about Kellogg's split businesses. Remember that while the first step is completing any of these amazing courses, the second and possibly more important step is taking action even if it's imperfect action. Before we go into the details of Kellogg's announcement, let us give you a quick background about Kellogg. The Kellogg Company, which began its operations in 1906, is a leading American manufacturer of ready-to-eat cereals. Founder W.K. Kellogg was one of the earliest breakfast cereal makers, and his company still holds a major market share in America. Previously called Sanitas Food Company, the company was founded in 1900s by the brothers W.K. Kellogg and Dr. John H. Kellogg, who had developed a method of producing crunchy, flavorful flakes of processed grain, which proved popular as a breakfast food among patients at Dr. John's Battle Creek Sanitarium. In 1906, W.K. bought out his brother and established the Battle Creek Toasted Cornflake Company to capitalize on innovative advertising techniques and improvements in the quality of cereals for easy consumption and profit-making. Adapting the name to simply Kellogg Co., it prospered until 1922 when it began making cereals other than cornflakes with another product innovation, cereal flakes for baking goods such as breads and cookies, later adapted into granola bars, waffles day, coffees, muffins, and etc. Over the years, Kellogg knew that it needed to diversify its products. In 1969, the company acquired Salada Foods, a leading manufacturer of tea and desserts. In 1970, with the acquisition of Fern International, Kellogg acquired makers of soups, sauces, and other foods. Then in 1977 came Mrs. Smith's Pie Company, which later became one of the brands key to Kellogg's commercial success. In 1976 came Pure Pak Foods, and in 2001, Kellogg acquired Keebler Foods from PepsiCo for $12 billion, and by 2003, total revenue for the company had grown to be over $6 billion, and by 2015, revenue was more than $27 billion, with approximately 60% coming from North America and 40% in international business. Just imagine how they kept their company in the market since 1906, up to now and still moving into innovating their company. Alright, so now let's go to Kellogg's announcement. Reports from the Kellogg Company show that it will separate its business units into 3 independent companies, with the cereal and snacking business becoming their own enterprise. Shares of Kellogg jumped 4% in early trading on Tuesday and are up to close to 9% year-to-date. The proposal to separate the cereal and plant divisions is for the companies to have complete separation by the end of 2023. They are expected to have a tax-free distribution of shares of North America Cereal Company and Plant Company, tentative names, when they come into fruition. Shareholders would generate shares in these companies pro rata on the basis of their investments into Kellogg stock. This allows for them to set their own growth targets relative to their markets and bring more agility to each of the companies. Steve Cahillane, CEO of Kellogg, said that each of its operating divisions has significant standalone potential and would be better positioned as separate business units. The company released a statement saying they are considering further strategic moves, including a potential sale of its plant-based business. Together with its North American cereal business, the plant-based division accounts for about 20% of Kellogg's revenue. The company is yet to determine official names for each of the new additions, but it does plan to announce its own management teams early in 2023. The Kellogg board will work with Carlos M. Fernandez Heredia, who served as the company's finance chief and the head of the consumer business from 2018 until his resignation in October this year, to oversee operations at a newly merged company during its transition period. For now, Kellogg will continue to be a leading brand in various markets around the world. Kellogg's will be spinning off an oriented company that has 5 of its 7 parts combined until now, including the cereal division and a similar cereal line. In the near term, the company will help the brand improve sales by getting back under control and preventing future supply chain disruptions. In the long run, Kellogg executives believe it will increase profit margins while maintaining stable revenues. Meanwhile, a second spin-off company that will be anchored on the current Morningstar Farms brand will feature Kellogg's current plants-based division. The division reported $340 million in sales last year, with earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization of $50 million. This places Morningstar Farms well ahead of competitors such as Beyond Meat, which has reported negative earnings for 3 consecutive years. The newly formed global snacks business that includes brands like Cheez-It, Pringles, and Pop-Tarts is anticipated to be a higher growth company than today's Kellogg Company, with scale in emerging markets being a significant growth lever left to pull. Meanwhile, the company will seek to simply stabilize the cereal business that has struggled in recent years. Finally, the spin-off of its plant-based foods business will create a new pure play to rival industry incumbents like Beyond Meat as it grows from a small base. In 2019, Kellogg's debuted the Incognito line of plant-based burger patties, chicken nuggets, and chicken tenders. In 2020, it expanded with 2 types of soy-based vegan sausages that were successful because they were next-generation products. Before their release in 2021, Kellogg's knew how to keep up with trends and innovations with the plant-based industry. In 2019, Slutty Vegan, an Atlanta-based chain, featured these breaded tenders on their menu that created a pull-apart texture like chicken meat. Incognito previously partnered with Disney and Kellogg's own Eggo to create co-branded plant-based meat products. The companies collaborated on Mickey-shaped vegan chicken nuggets and limited edition vegetarian chicken and waffle boxes. As an independent company, PlantCo can focus on expanding its reach in the plant-based category across North America and Caribbean nations, where they currently operate. With gaps in current competitors, it is easier for PlantCo to enter new markets with existing customer data. Kellogg said it would explore other options for its plant-based business, including a possible sale. Cahillane said that plant-based category is seeing fierce competition from new competitors and, in many cases, unprofitable entrants. Kellogg needs to be more nimble and aggressive to counter that. To add to the pressure, U.S. plant-based meat sales have been plateauing in recent months after several years of strong growth. In the year ending May 28, U.S. plant-based meat sales were flat. In the same period in 2021, they were up nearly 20%. Food producers are starting to position themselves as consumers' preferred brand. Kellogg is one of the first companies to completely restructure after adapting its consumer base from mass-produced cereal to plant-based foods by acquiring 2 other startups within the food industry that focus exclusively on plant-based products. Canadian meat firm Maple Leaf Foods acquired Light Life and Field Grows for $140 million and $120 million respectively in 2017. Big-name companies have begun to split up at an accelerated pace, including General Electric, IBM, and Johnson & Johnson. But such splits are more rare for food producers. The last major split in the sector was in 2012, when Kraft split to create Mondelez. Mondelez made a large acquisition in the food industry on Monday when it announced that it is acquiring Cliff Bar & Co. for $2.9 billion. The acquisition is expected to close in the 3rd quarter. Kraft Heinz is looking to partner with the Knot Company, a Chilean startup that uses artificial intelligence to create plant-based alternatives for their animal-based counterparts. Kraft Heinz and Knot Co. hope to develop new plant-based and subsidiary versions of existing Kraft Heinz products such as boxed macaroni and cheese and Lunchables by merging their extensive industry knowledge, connections, and iconic brand portfolio. This partnership will hopefully result in new plant-based products as well as potentially new varieties of existing Kraft Heinz products such as boxed macaroni and cheese, Lunchables, etc. Overall, the goal of this joint venture is to reshape the food landscape by setting a new standard for plant-based innovation. Danone has made significant progress in the plant milk space, which boosted its sales by $9 billion between 2016 and 2017. Thanks to its acquisition of White Wave Foods, with this acquisition investments in technology that has resulted in new plant milk products for So Delicious and Silk brands under Danone, it has taken a similar approach like that of acquiring several other consumer brands it already owned. Danone, a food company committed to creating vegan alternatives, recently acquired Follow Your Heart, an organic food company with products that are of high quality and have a long shelf life. With this acquisition, Danone is now on track to reach their goal of $6 billion by 2025 in vegan sales. Kellogg will remain the headquarters of cereal and plant-based meat companies in Battle Creek, Michigan. As for the snack company's new headquarters, it will be located in Chicago with a campus in Battle County, Michigan. The Kellogg's international headquarters in Europe, Latin America, and Asia will remain where they are. US cereal sales have been diminishing for years as consumers move away from earthly comfort foods and towards spiritual items such as energy bars, according to a source, with a brief spike during pandemic lockdowns when more people ate breakfast at home. It seemed like demand for cereal would only worsen, but sales actually remained the same in the 52 weeks ending May 28 with an overall decline of 0.06% dollars in revenue per capita, according to Nielsen Intelligencer intelligence data. Kellogg's cereal business saw some major losses last year with a fire at their third plant and a 10-week strike by more than 1,100 employees. The strike ended after the company promised increased wages and benefits, as well as quicker paths to permanent employment for its temporary workers. In March, a few hundred workers at a plant in the Cheez-It production chain won a new contract. The contract was worth 2% of their total salary and increased their wages by 15% over the course of 3 years. This is a particularly perilous time in the food industry, with skyrocketing costs for both labor and materials being concerned. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has pushed grain prices higher, and USA inflation has been reported as reaching 4-decade highs in this month's report. Shares of Kellogg Co. rise after the company releases quarterly results. And that is it for this video, Fortune Fastlaner. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we have delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person as a token of your appreciation for the hard work you put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you will start to see results. See you soon.